that are out there listening to this call. So what is a content creator? Well, if you are a trainer, a speaker, a coach, an author, an influencer, or an entrepreneur, then we consider you to be someone who has incredibly valuable and significant knowledge that can actually, if you allow it to, change the world. So today we have a very special presenter who will be delivering this call for us all. My mentor, my business partner, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met on this planet. He will be presenting to all of you how our brand new global platform can actually benefit you, your business, your message, and your life. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to someone who is extremely successful in all areas of life. Someone who walks the talk, someone who lives at the highest frequency and vibration, always showing up with such patience, such grace, such leadership. And this gentleman has served in the United States Marine Corps for 20 years. He is a husband and father. He is a business coach consultant. He actually consults for many, many of the well-known household names, actually, that we all know and love in the States. And so the reason I decided to partner with this person and get into business with him is because it's a little bit of an inside joke, but I took several months, I took 7 months to actually study his character, to actually study who he is as a person. Because getting involved in business relationships with others that are highly integral, that are heart-centered, and that know that they are here on this planet to truly raise the vibration of our planet and increase the consciousness of our earth, that's the only type of business that I'm interested in investing my time and energy into. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, my privilege to pass the mic to Dr. Obom Bowen.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fasana. Thank you, everyone else. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love. Thank you, everyone else, for being on here today. And as Fasana said, this is one of the special presentation that we're doing. And I honor every single one of you for being on here today, especially if you are someone that's in the coaching, speaking, trainer, entrepreneur space as a business professional looking to expand, number one, your brand, looking to expand your goals, your dreams, your desires, and most importantly, your income. So today, before I actually jump into the information, I want to do two things. I want to introduce you to the core team of folks here pictured with me as part of our leadership team. And I also want to set some context around what we're going to talk about before jumping into the content itself. So just here, obviously on the left, you've seen Fasana Patel, who's my CEO of global operations for my company, the Outcomes and Breakthrough, the Outcome and Breakthrough Mastermind, which she is my business partner in. And why is this important? Speaking about ASCIRA today is to be able to understand this very key thing as I'll break away and just do the context and then talk about the rest of the leadership team here, is because Fasana and I actually took off building the Outcome and Breakthrough Mastermind. In the first 6 months of building that business, we grew that business to over 335%. Hands down, we're doing a phenomenal job and traveling around the world. Really, we were in a different market, in a different country or a different state every single weekend. Well, what that meant was it was great. We were traveling, having fun. What wasn't great was my 2-year-old daughter and my wife at home, who was saying, like, literally, because this is how my wife talks to me, like, dude, I'm only getting like 48 hours out of the week, and that's not even full because you're tired and you're getting ready to go back on a plane. Find something to be able to put our work on a platform. I love it's all great. And here's why. My wife and I have been stuck at the hip for the last 12 years. I retired her from corporate America since we got married in 2012. And just before then, we spent 3 years where she was retired and not doing anything. So started building this company. I was traveling around, having a good old time. And my wife was like, well, time out. It's good, when we're traveling together. But if you understand also, I have a 2-year-old daughter who she actually just turned 2 last month, and going on a plane every week, twice a week was way too much for her little body to handle. So it was Fasani and I traveling, having a blast. And my wife was like, "Itch nay on the travel, yay. Figure out something to put your work on a platform, yay." So when we got introduced to ASCIRA was where everything began for us. So I remember bringing the opportunity to Fasana. She was like, "Dr. O, we just got started 6 months in, we're doing something else. It's going to take us away from what we're doing." And when we sat down and I shared with her the information I'm going to share with you all right now, she understood 3 very specific things. Number one, she understood that it was going to brand our company globally, that we didn't have to pay for the advertising on social media and other platforms anymore. Number two, she was going to be able to brand herself individually, because one of the things she likes to do is high-end coaching and consulting for women or women-owned businesses. And number three, she understood that it was one of the possibilities to earn a lot more income, not only just for herself, but give our business the ability to be branded and take on more higher level clients without doing a lot of the work. So if you're a coach, you're an entrepreneur, and you might have thought about putting your work on an online platform, what we have, what ASCIRA is we're basically the same to Netflix for personal development or transformational information in this space, right? So to the right of Fasana is our leadership ambassador of the entire company, of the OB Mastermind. Mr. Vinny Cochran is actually my favorite person on the planet. And for those of you know who know me, or those who don't, they know that I love my wife. But people, most of the times when I make that statement, they say like, "Dr. O, like, shouldn't your wife be your favorite person on the planet?" Oh, no, contraire, mon frere. You don't know this gentleman. And if it wasn't for him, I would have not have been introduced to my wife, which is why he's my favorite person, because he brought the love of my life to me. Even though it wasn't directly, but it was by a product of him starting a business and being able to be my business mentor. He was also my mentor in the military and saved my life, in a sense, from me actually taking my life when I was planning to commit suicide for 2 years. I was suicidal. I got injured in Iraq and I was homeless for 5 years. So I'm sharing all this so you kind of understand that when I share this opportunity with you, some of the immediate objections I have from other entrepreneurs is saying like, "Well, Obom, this might not be for me." And I said, well, if building your business is for you, and there's only 2 things any business needs, and that's sales and marketing, and I'm giving you a platform that will be able to sell and market you and your business and your brand at no cost to you, then you might not really be in business for profit. And businesses that are not in business for profit is a nonprofit. So if you're a nonprofit, this is even for you. So even a nonprofit business owner sees the sense in this. Number 3, picture to Vinny's right is Miss Annie Koshi with that great smile. As you can see, it's bigger than all of ours, right? She's the ninja. She is a media personality. She's one of the most amazing business women I know. She actually owns several businesses. She's a model and she's a movie star, literally. She just dropped a new movie a few weeks ago, and it aired internationally. And then to the right of her is our youngest, Miss Stephanie Boland, who's also a professional bodybuilder. She is a barrel racer. Google it, you'll find out what it is. I didn't know what it was until I figured out, but she's also a Guinness Book World Record holder. And to the right of her, that gentleman with that sexy look, that's just as aerodynamic as I am, Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel. And I got a chance to brag on him later on, which you'll get to see. But Robert was my, he still is one of my greatest accountability coach. I hired Robert to keep me accountable after my wife said to me, "I'm done being your accountability partner. I just want to be a wife and I just want to be a mother." So Robert was keeping me accountable and we got together. He is still, thank you, honey. My wife just corrected me. Robert is still keeping me accountable. As a matter of fact, he did it again yesterday, right? Every Wednesday we have an accountability call to make sure I'm on track. So Robert and I got together earlier this year, just before, actually in January, we got on a private jet with a few of the folks that's on here too. And we just kind of flew out to the Bahamas, had some great time. And we were looking about being able to do something where we're, and here's a word that's going to probably trigger some of you, but I'm sure you can agree with me. There's so many assholes in life. We decided to put together the No More Assholes Club. So we've been inviting a lot of those coaches, entrepreneurs, and professionals who are really looking to be a great person, that are looking to be around a phenomenal environment. And I'll tell you this, an environment is greater than an individual's willpower. So if you're in the right space with the right group, you can always create then the right results. So I wanted to give you a little bit of context before we jump into the content. So let's do that and jump into the content right now. So let's talk a little bit about ASCIRA and what it has to offer for you. So I want you to kind of picture this. First and foremost, ASCIRA is a social lifestyle community. And in this social lifestyle community, we are a company that has not yet officially been designated. That's a beautiful thing to understand, because we're the first of a kind that is really joining 5 phenomenal arenas together. So for a second, if you want to play along with me, we can do some participation. You can draw a piece of on a piece of paper, draw a circle, and in the center of that circle, write the word ASCIRA, as you see it spelled up there, ASCIRA. And ASCIRA as the core company, the first industry, you'll see this more, but I want to kind of preface it for you as we jump in here. We've put the social media community together. We have our own social media platform, which I'll talk, show, and demonstrate here for you. We're also taking the online education space under the umbrella. We're also taking the travel and tourism industry under another the umbrella. We're also taking the direct sales or the home-based business community under the umbrella, as well as the e-commerce space. So those 5 areas, e-commerce, mind you, has grown in the last 117 days since COVID really hit the world, over 83%. So who are we? We are an on-demand platform, as I mentioned before, that provides the top authors, speakers, entrepreneurs like yourself to the world. And that's what we do. And today, if you are one of those individuals in that category, this is an exclusive invitation to you, because here's what's very important here to know. We are still in our pre-launch phase. And I want to pause there for a second, because if we're in our pre-launch phase and some of the stuff I'm going to show you that's already happening, what is going to happen when we actually do fully launch to the world is you are going to be branded and be part of our mission, which is to provide the high value, exceptional benefits to empower people to elevate their mindsets and unleash their own human potential and improve their quality of life. Your work, your content, your information will play a very pivotal role inside of that. And if you've looked at putting your work online before or on a platform, then you understand to have it done professionally, it takes between $10,000 to $18,000 to put you on a platform, to brand your work, to shoot you professionally in videos, right? To connect it, to store all that stuff. And I'm going to walk through the process here. But you understand what we're doing is at no cost to you. Should you be accepted, and I'm going to walk you through the process how to become a content provider for us. But should you be accepted for the process, we pay for the whole thing, including your flight and hotel, your makeup, get you looking great, and put your course on our platform and brand it to over billions of individuals on our platform as we go through. So we're creating a more conscious and connected world by teaching people how to actually become the greatest versions of themselves while doing good to the planet and the human race with your information on it. So let's go for it. As you see pictured here, the gentleman at the bottom, Mr. John Satoris, he's the founder and CEO of ASCIRA. And as it says here, a social lifestyle community with a mission to bring like-minded people together. This is very important. As you see up here, what I'm giving you are just snapshots of our new website that's rolling out. in just about 45 days. Some of the names you can take a snapshot, screenshot this, Google the names of the individuals that are there. Individually, you'll see in the world, they are the top of their game and the best of what they do. Now, there's already a lot of folks who are saying great things about us that's been able to have a sneak peek to what we have. Some of the testimonials here, obviously some in Spanish and English, and you'll see. And I just want to read a portion of the first one here to you from Annie Chang from Singapore. That says, I got to know of ASCIRA at the start of 2020. I mean, typically because of COVID, I think we're still at the start of 2020 right now. It's like the world's had the pause button, or Mother Universe said, everybody, you've been bad, go to your rooms and don't come out. Like that's pretty much how I feel. Some of you probably feel that way, which brings a great point to being able to do the two things that's the most important to the world right now, which is e-commerce and online learning. That's what the world is going to. Schools have gone online. We are online as well. And we're actually helping you get there at no cost to you. So ASCIRA with its online learning, travel portal, social media, and e-commerce will actually tear down the borders and let business simply flow. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but when you understand that, you understand the unique situation to which you find yourself in today. How can you benefit from this? And what's going to happen is once our new website's up and out to the public to get it, it's going to be able for every content provider to be able to jump on, click on the content provider link, and then you go boom, just like this, behind the scenes to be a content provider and be able to reach our global audience that we already have in place. But until then, you're hearing about it from one of us. So here's what I'm going to share with you. I'm also going to share at the end of this, I'm going to merge it with why we're having such a remarkable push to the world right now, which is the business side of the opportunity. I'm going to talk a little bit about the opportunity in the end, and should you choose to partner with us on the opportunity and generate more income, you can. But if you're only interested in getting your content on our platform, connect to the person that invited you today, because they're going to help you with the next steps. And in by helping you with the next steps is very important. So what I want to do before I actually jump into it, because I'm getting really excited to show you this a bit, I want to ask Fasana once, when I shared this with her and she realized how important it was, what did you realize and what did this do for you by understanding you're able to put your content on our platform?
That's a great question. And it took me a little bit of time to actually process the innovation that's been woven into the fabric of this business opportunity. When you first started talking to me about it, and I'm laughing because our family knows, like everyone knows, that I really wasn't interested in doing something like this again. But then again, we don't know what we don't know. And so it was really when you had, painted the picture and the vision, explained the vision of what you saw, and how you were planning on leveraging this platform to not only get your, Dr. Obom Bowen brand out there, but also our collective brand, the OB Mastermind, to the world, so that we didn't have to get on a plane, right, every weekend or every other weekend, because as you mentioned, it wasn't sustainable. And that was actually one of my dreams, to travel the world, to help entrepreneurs learn the spiritual laws of wealth. And it was a lot of fun until I realized how exhausting it is to actually do something like that, right? And so, not to mention that third part, which is, my purpose and with my brand of self-empowerment and women's empowerment, mindset coaching and transformational work. When you explained to me that this one platform can actually collapse a lot of our own goals and timeframes, I was like, sold.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fasana. And here's what was really important about that, because we were actually in London in January 26th, when I actually declared to the world that my goal was now to touch 7.2 billion lives. That's the entire world. And 48 hours later, the chief operating officer of the company, who's a very good friend of mine, gave me a call and introduced me to ASCIRA. And I flew out to Dubai to take a look at the opportunity. And when I flew out to Dubai, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I found out. that I had the ability to turn my knowledge, so you are having the ability to turn your knowledge into profits, which is what we were already doing. But at this level, it was to turn it into profits on a platform that is a subscription-based model that I didn't have to create. Someone else was going to do the shooting, editing, promoting, and everything for me. And I said that was great, because ASCIRA content providers are highly passionate about their materials. Don't get me wrong, I'm extremely passionate about what I do. I'm extremely passionate about my work. I'm like a wound up doll. Once you get me wound up and you put me inside of a room, it goes. I just go from the beginning to end for 2 straight days. That course, when we discount it, it's $5,000, but it's normally $40,000 for that work. I took that entire work, went into the studios in Dubai, shot the course, and it's on the ASCIRA platform. And for $99, someone who wants to subscribe to that platform gets access to that. Now, why would I even do that? Because now I'm playing in a bigger market. Now I'm a smaller fish in a bigger pond. Now I'm swimming in the ocean, as opposed to the different lakes we were flying around to every single weekend. So we prefer those, ASCIRA prefer those individuals who have the credentials or are highly experienced in their field of expertise. However, it is ultimately the value that you bring to our community from your individual lives perspectives, and your decision to join this platform is going to help take your brand to a whole other level. So what we offer you is this: the ability, you're volunteering your information to go on our platform. You own your own exclusive content rights. So you own your intellectual property, but you get to grow your brand. So in growing your brand, you get to build your brand and increase your global reach in markets beyond your initial reach. So I've always wanted to, and which is why Fasan and I started traveling, build and get our reach out into Asia, into Europe, and into India. And that's exactly where ASCIRA has been concentrating. As a matter of fact, North America wasn't really in the picture till later on. Now, what's amazing is this: I can go into Asia, I can go into India, I can go into the Emirates, I can go into London, and I don't have to go on a flight because my work is there. And that's very, very important. Now I can go into markets where people already know me, like me, and trust me, and I have a larger audience, and I spend zero on advertising. So you get a chance with your message, just like mine is right now, inspiring so many people in already over 53 countries. That's where we already have an impression. And again, I'll talk to you later on in this presentation about how that's important. So you get to help people learn new skills, advance their knowledge, and inspire change. So now I'm going to kind of speed through a lot of it, because the rest of it will make sense once I show you what everything looks like. But I wanted to make sure before we did that, and you join our community, where you get to become an elite part of our group and branded with us as professionals, speakers, authors, and business experts and social influencers, you understood the foundation and what we're actually offering you. Here's some other experts in the different languages, which you'll see. But let's address some of the questions that frequently come up to you as a content provider and about your work. So how should I actually get started with the application? It's very simple. You start planning your course, and here's what we're looking for. We're looking for you to be able to take your content and break it down into 20 modules, 10 minutes apiece, in the video format, getting shot in studio. So your course will be very detailed, broken down. How long should the entire course be? Roughly from about 180 to 220 minutes. That's the 20 videos or the 20 modules at 10-minute increments. So number 3, what should I actually send with my application if I would like to become a content provider? And obviously that's a great question, but it's pretty simple. Your application should include the following: your actual bio, your professional profile photo, so a vertical and horizontal shot of it, of you rather, and you'll see why that's important later on. Your course summary of basically how you would break down your course. for those 20 video titles and what you'll be teaching. So your social media profile also, and this is very important because this comes into how we're going to brand you later on from our platform. And it's key once you really get this. So the one thing you don't want to forget is your digital audition. And what is a digital audition, you might ask? Number 4, it's simply a video you putting together that shares basically, and once you get back in touch with the person who invited you, they'll send you a PDF that explains all of this, but it lets you know to share in there something you struggled with and how you overcame it. We just want to be able to see how you deliver, how you look, what you look like on video, and how you can share and tell a story. So you share the examples of your previous work, and most importantly, tell us about you, because that's who we're branding, you. Right? Number 5, how long should a digital audition be? No more than 5 to 10 minutes long. Right? So you're just putting a little mini doc series video together on yourself, your message, and our content review board, which I will show you, will take a look at that, and they will determine if you're a fit for a platform. So being one of our content provider, you will actually enjoy the experience. You get the paid content recorded in Hollywood quality. That's answering the question of what benefit is it to becoming an ASCIRA content provider. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just have to show up with your beautiful mind, your beautiful face, and your amazing message, and we will capture it and get it to the world. How long does it take for approval? Typically between 1 to 30 days, depending on how heavy the queue is with other content providers that's being reviewed. And do I get any remuneration? It's the best way to explain this is, as I said before, think of it as donating your content on our platform. And for further remuneration, when I talk about the business opportunity, we'll definitely share that on the back half, how you'll be able to profit on a very large scale for that. So you get the chance to share that. Once you have been selected as a content provider, ASCIRA invests thousands of dollars, as I mentioned before, in your video course of high quality Hollywood style filming and post-production, and it'll be part of the process. So all the content providers have an ASCIRA independent associate account to start sharing and inviting learners to the platform. So you get that with part of you participating. Now, here's the beauty. In number 10, who will be looking at my application? So I can explain it to you because they're all professionals and experts, but it's better because they say pictures tell 1,000 words. Right? So let me explain to you, moving from right to left. Right, one of our, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Dave Dahl, who is a TEDx talk producer. Obviously, you know, if you heard of TEDx, you know there are no little feet around the world. Look at that amazing smile on his face. He is just an all-around good guy. So when you look at our content review board, in order to actually provide greater transparency and high quality of content, our members, the ASCIRA has called the establishment of an independent content review board. We're only showing you 3 of them here, but it's actually 6. So this, you're getting 50% of the 50% of the 100 here, right? Curtis Randall's an executive creative director. And then you have Travis Fox, who is a producer, an Emmy Award winning and an actor. So the board is made up of these professionals who have the past experience in actually creating and producing quality content, and the responsibilities to ensure the highest level of content is actually selected from our platform. So just half the board already, you already know you're in good hands. In fact, you're in better hands than Allstate. Anyway, so that's my commercial moment for the second. But what I want to share with you is this, as I take a swig of water, because I've been going so fast. What I'd like to share with you is this. Just an example, go through some of these, or a course catalog, what it looks like as our site goes live officially in August. You get the opportunity to see all our courses. Here are some of the courses that are on our platform right now. In every genre, all the way from blockchain, which is cryptocurrency, mastering sales, right? From empowered leadership, you have heart-led living, human behavior psychology from that handsome gentleman. I know him, you should too. It's the bald guy, that's me. Journey to success. And as I mentioned earlier, my dear friend, Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel, the authority key, his program on there, success means, look, even Dave have one of his own courses on there, positive mental attitude, and success means 100% on board. So as you see, we're going through, there's so many professionals. If you know, you can screenshot and Google any of these individuals. Good luck trying to get their information at the cost it is to subscribe to our platform. It's just not going to happen, right? And as you see here already, there's a lot of the courses, which is actually pictured in mostly the Asian language. Now, let me share why this is important for you, because I wanted to be branded in Asia. Asia is 2/3 of the world. So if you want to be able to put your content in front of 2/3 of the world, it's very important to understand that we're going to brand you. Now, Asia and India are the two largest consumers of English material in the personal development or growth and development space. I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that. So as you see, this is what the academy looks like. These are the professionals that are already on there. So now let's talk a little bit about, let's say, for example, you have been accepted, like Robert, on our platform, and your course is on there. When someone clicks on your course, they see the course description, what they're going to learn. They see the introduction video, which is over here on the right for Robert. And once, if they choose Robert's course and go down, then you'll see it starts showing the modules. Now, the first area of his course, number 1, is the power of a dream. Shows you that. Shows number 2, mentorship, action, success through celebration. And it gives you the breakdown of that course. And you see what it looks like. So you see Robert's beautiful smiling face on there. And once that person goes through all the way to the course, now at the end, remember I said there was the vertical and horizontal picture. This was the reason. So you have 2 different pictures to basically brand you in the course. Now for your social media plugins and pieces, this is why it's important, because now that we've come to the end of Robert's course, it tells a lot more about Robert himself. This is where it's very, very important. If you're looking to brand yourself more globally, our platform brands you specifically, tells you and your story from you yourself, tells your message the way you want it to be told. So someone goes through Robert's course or your course, they learn about your course, they learn about you, they're able to reach out and connect with you. And I'll show you later on how this actually ties in and help. So underneath that, you look down and see what our community looks like. You have inside of the platform, you have home, daily news, community, best resources, they match profile, people, etc., etc., executory. So as you go on, you got to have fun too, by the way. I love having fun. And if you don't want to have fun, fun spelled backwards is enough. Nobody just wants to be enough in their lives. Let's have fun. So let's look at our community. So let's look at one of the members in our community, AKA Super B, my dear friend, Miss Belinda Lee. So here's Super B on her profile. This is what an average person profiles look like. Now over here on the right-hand side, you see where it says the best, learn how. I'm not gonna pretend I know what that says in Cantonese, but it says legendary success and enroll now. This will always be a rolling soliloquy of the new courses that are coming out. So for example, let's say your course comes out in August or September. It's gonna pop up there and show, and someone has the ability to click on it. Once they click on that and they go through, they'll see it looks similar to Robert, they can add it. And where does it add? Over here where it says course descriptions, it shows all the different courses that Super B has going on her profile. Now, as you see, I said earlier, we have our own social media platform. So this is ours. It's actually called ASCIRA Social. Very similar to Facebook, but just a little more on the robust side. So you see here already, she can share URLs, image, or start polls, which you'll see a little more. But on here, she says, I love Sue Demas, talking about Sue's course. She's a great teacher. And obviously, this is interacting with all the other folks in the community on our social media platform. It shows how many she's following, who's following her activity, friends, polls, et cetera, right? So it goes down as she builds, similar to Facebook, where everyone is doing what they're going to do on social media anyway. Like, share, comment, post, videos, you name it. But this one is geared towards you socially growing, because as again, we are a social learning lifestyle community. And this helps to keep you in the best environment ever. Here on the authority key, Robert's course up here, she posted, the video right there. She said, he's an awesome instructor. I guess she thought Robert was pretty awesome. I think he's pretty awesome too. That's why he's my friend. He's just an awesome all around good guy, dude. All right. So once she starts talking about your course, and I'll show you how this even gets more exciting in a bit. She can start her own little happiness group and activities and polls, so on and so forth. She started a poll here just asking, hey, can I find out what color, you know, you're like the most, whether it's red or blue, and, you know, someone's already tagged red and it's going. So these are just screenshots of what that looks like in the community. And when that poll is up, she can check the engagement of her friends and connect just the same way you do any other social learning community. Now, what makes us different than any other social community? So for example, what makes us significantly different than Facebook? What makes us different than Instagram? What makes us different than LinkedIn? What makes us even different than the fastest growing one right now, which is TikTok? All of those community extract value from its community members, meaning Facebook exists socially for all of us to socially get on there. And then as companies show, they go to market and advertise to each and every one of us, and they pay Facebook for that. So Facebook will keep showing those who are paying more to advertise in front of us. And we'll click and buy and purchase. And so instead it's e-commerce, the same thing. We actually pay our community instead of extract value from them. That's what makes us so much more different than every other platform on the face of planet Earth today. And as you see here, for example, on the left, mastering sales, the courses she's clicked on, she can either upload it, the video, the image, or poll, or talk about it, put in hashtag at who the presenter is, and it invites them in the conversation. So your course could be up there, and she can at, let's say you're John, she can at John, it tags you, and you can have a discussion, someone else bringing you into it on their platform. It keeps you engaged, and it continuously brands you throughout our platform socially. Now, what does an individual's dashboard looks like? That's so amazing. Now you see here, as you can tell, there's a gamified process starting to happen. So we gamify the entire process, because when you gamify the process of learning, you make learning fun. And when you make learning fun, it makes your material popular. And when your material is popular, people reach out to you to want to work with you more one-on-one. And everything that you earn outside of our platform is 100% yours. So it shows here in Super B's dashboard that she has 18 courses. She spent over a total of 52 hours looking at them, where she's from in Dubai. You can find her on belindalee.com, the amount of posts she's had in her achievements. And down here, as an active member, it shows here, you know, members who have 10 or more social actions in 1 month, they get rewarded, right? It's the activity, more about them, and shows the activity that's going on. So you can earn these other different badges and become a VIP. So we've gamified the process to make it more interactive. And when you have folks learning and they're more interactive, then learning becomes fun. So also in the back of it, she has a snapshot in the dashboard of the percentage that she's learning from all the courses that she's basically added into her profile. Now this is key. As you look here on my course, she 20%, on Steve's course, 40%, and the others, you know, 10%, 5%. Like even her own course, look at that. Nothing, because she knows it. It's her course. She'll eventually start watching it one day, right? But you look at Dave's 25%. So there's a percentage module. Why is that important to you? The gamification process, right? Also, the folks that she's following and the people that are following her, when she recommends your course into the community, more individuals will watch your course, and she will be talking about this is beyond amazing. Now, here's one of my absolute favorite parts, because I am a very detailed note taker. I know Fasana is too, right? You should see this chick. She's a visual learner. She takes notes in her book and on her computer, and she took pictures too. I can't keep up with how fast she moves and the things that she does. But what's important, picture this. Now someone can take notes on our platform where it's specialized or sectioned off in the categories of your course. Now, as a company, we're not only just going to have our courses online on the digital platform, but the company will be having 2 to 4 live events around the world. Now, picture you're on the platform, and when we have live events, you come out to speak at our events to thousands of individuals that you get a chance to meet them. picture that person taking notes, not only from your course, but what you say, continue on. It stays with them. They never lose that notebook. It travels with them. They can take notes on their phone from when they're logged in, on their laptop, wherever they're at, have their own case studies, continue with their library of learning, check out the resource and other useful links, like maybe your websites or different things they want to follow for when they ever want to use it again. Look, the power of this platform is beyond anything that's here. That's why it's very important for us right now. So let's take a deeper dive into, let's say someone subscribes into your course. Use another friend of mine, Mr. Darren Kidd. Now, I mentioned that we're also, one of the engines we tied into is the direct sales industry. Now, Darren Kidd has been in the industry for 20 something years, and he actually now teaches network marketing companies on how he built, seven-figure businesses on the art of recruiting and network marketing. So he created the ultimate guide. So that's his course. So it describes his course. You go through, you click on in Darren's course, what it looks like when you're going through his course, his modules. The first one talks about the magic ingredient, the compound effect, so on and so forth. And what's important as you go through the course, and he explains, you see here kind of the path of what percentage you finish in that module or the course. But there's 3 very specific things you want to pay attention to here real quick. And I'm going to slow down. Number 1 is the path. 2, learners. And 3, discuss. Well, what does that mean? In the learner section, because we're still in the pre-launch here with Super B, she was the only one enrolled in the course at the time when we did this. However, imagine, let's just say there's 100 folks who's looking at this course. There's 100 learners here that she can actually now start a conversation. There's 100 people for your course, your CD access there, and that she can start a discussion, break the silence and start. She can post a URL, image, take a poll on what she thinks about it, the discussions that are going on about your course inside our community that can share or even tag you inside of the community. How important is that for you to be able to be interactive with your course and with students who are watching your course? Someone to actually build a platform like this themselves, don't worry about how much it's going to cost, but if you were to actually purchase that outside, how much is it going to cost you to maintain on a monthly basis? And again, to you, this is 0 cost, right? So the importance of that, when we look at getting back to the end now of Darren's course, like, why is it important to have your social media plugin? Let's say the person sees your course and say, wow, I think this guy is really cool. I want to learn more. I want to, take a deeper dive with him. They want to take a deeper dive with you. They can click on your Facebook page and connect directly to you on social media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a professional, I guarantee you there's no company out there branding you as effortlessly as we are at no cost to you. I'm going to leave that there, because this is where, when Fasana saw this, this is where I think the landmines went off, and she was like, okay, Dr. O, you got me. So Fasana, why don't you tell us when you understood what getting here was like for your brand? What did you understand, and what made you really say yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm always going to tell people, when I first heard about this from you, initially, I was like, I wasn't interested, right? I really wasn't into it until you really painted that picture, because now the excitement that everybody can clearly see from me, like, I start thinking about the vision that we all are in alignment with. And I think about where we're growing and where we're getting to sooner than later. And I start glowing. I can feel it. It's crazy. But when it comes to really impacting the world, right? Really understanding that I believe coaching is the second fastest growing industry in the States, next to technology. So when you hear things like that, our industry is growing exponentially. Now, everyone knows I love to, be my goddess spiritual self. And I have this firm belief that there is enough abundance in the world for all of us to really be at the top together. But the truth is that you can be an amazing coach, an amazing speaker, an amazing entrepreneur, but if people don't know who you are you really serving at the highest level?
Exactly.
Right?
So,
in my opinion, I said no. So when I heard about this, my vision had always been to influence the world on a global scale. It's always been that way. And after meeting you, and then we partnered up, and you were like 1 billion people, I was like, okay, that's cool. But once we learned about ASCIRA, and it was like, okay, we can impact the world at large, because now all of the right people who are meant to learn from us collectively, individually, and from everyone else that we're associated with, right? Now everybody has that opportunity to really get to know us better without us overexerting or exhausting ourselves as individuals.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And on that note, this is where we drop the mic and say game over. So, game over. Do you want to participate with us? And as you stay tuned for the live version of this comes, this is the perfect time for you to be able to get back to the person who invited you on here and let them know, if you want to be a content provider with us and have us, carry the weight for you as you become part of the ASCIRA Academy. So with that, I'm going to transition now into the business portion of it. So if the first part, you're a content provider, you're a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, here's why this is really important too. Because a lot of my friends, A-list speakers that I was speaking with, I was actually supposed to be speaking live on stage in Canada in front of 2,500 individuals the exact same week the world shut down, and there was $500,000 to an event gone, never coming back. And now every professional speaker, author, trainer, entrepreneur, platform speaker, and developer is looking to go online. Obviously, they're going to have to pay to do it, but ASCIRA is going to foot that heavy bill and the technical side of it to get you where you're at. Now, why is that exciting, and how are we actually going to get more people to subscribe to watch your information is the business side of it. And the only reason to do business is to be able to buy back your time to spend with your family, or eventually to sell that business for a profit. So here, let's talk a little bit about the opportunity with ASCIRA. And I'll say, the most important thing about an opportunity is this. An opportunity is really only ever an opportunity if you are willing to seize that opportunity. So here's the opportunity with ASCIRA we have right now. The opportunity to give you the ability to be able to work from home and enjoy life. This was very exciting for me, because as I started to share in the beginning, happy wife, happy life. When my wife started, I could still share my gifts to the world, and I could be home, and this is definitely the right company to do it. In business, it's always about timing, as in real estate, it is the location. But if you've ever dreamed about working from home before, spending time with your loved ones, that's the only reason to do business for me, and get the recognition you actually deserve and become financially secure. I'm going to show you how, if you choose to also partner with us on the business side, that you can profit from. And you don't have to do the business. There's going to be so many other people who are going to do the business that's financially incentivized to market and sell our platform that your courses will be on. But if you want to participate in that and travel the world and enjoy some of the travel benefits, here's how you do it. As I mentioned before, these are the 5 industries that we have put under one roof with ASCIRA. In this umbrella, we have the social media marketing. Instead of going through them all over again, just know that social media is $55 billion in itself. That's a great industry. The home-based business or the network marketing or direct selling industry space, $190 billion. Whether you like it or not, it's $190 billion. Leadership and development. This is the space that we're able to put your work on that platform. Mine is on there. I'm there. We want to invite you to join this one too. Over $1 billion every 24 hours. Travel is an $8.8 trillion space. E-commerce, this one is actually inaccurate now, just because the last 100 days. It was 29 trillion, and that's when the world e-commerce was about 25 to 30%. And it just increased to 80%. So take that 29 times 3. Hello, that's almost $90 trillion. From that alone, Jeff Bezos is projected to be the next trillionaire. Anyways, how did that projection jump from a multi-billionaire to trillion in less than 100 days? Because it is the era of e-commerce. and we're putting that platform all under one brand. So if you are like me, you're an opportunist, this might be the right opportunity for you. And as you see here, what we're doing is we're taking the digital, virtual, and the physical to go beyond 1 billion. And it's not 1 billion people. I mean, it's not $1 billion, it's 1 billion people. And how we're going to bring it all together is in 3 phases. Where you find yourselves right now is in the first phase, where we're building the global marketing team. So the team was already being built without you to put your work on our platform and sell it and market it to the rest of the world. We're going to continue to do that until we pretty much come out of our pre-launch in August. We'll still continue to do that until we get into phase 2 next year, bringing out the social media platform, where we're going to actually pay our distributors to help folks join our platform. Facebook didn't pay you to join, and we've built that to over billions. LinkedIn didn't pay you. TikTok didn't pay anybody. Neither did Instagram. When are we going to learn? Well, I learned when ASCIRA showed up. So they're going to pay me. I'm excited about that. The third is e-commerce. This is the multi-trillion-dollar space. It can't wait to get here. We've already secured a contract with over 9,000 distributors. So we're not going to be selling products we create. People are still going to be purchasing the exact same products they purchase, but at more affordable prices from the same distributors. Everything from Louis Vuitton to toothpaste or TV, you name it. We're also going to give you access to our smart travel up to 70% off, where you get a chance to earn loyalty reward points, which is my absolute favorite. Why? In fact, quick story, my most favorite credit card of all my credit cards is my Hawaiian Miles MasterCard, because my wife and I spend millions of dollars on that card. I put all my businesses on there. I got 8 of them. I put everything on there. My cars are on there, groceries, everything is on there. Every year we go to Hawaii 3 to 4 times, all paid first class round trip for free because of those points. I love points. If you're going to spend the money, might as well get something back for it, right? It's not about the investment, it's about the return on the investment. And our physical product, simply put, it's coffee. As you can tell, you probably think I'm on 3 cups, but I'm on 0 cups. I don't drink coffee. I was born a hyper baby, the last of 12. I always joke and tell people my parents were trying to make the perfect kid. And after 12, number 13 showed up. I'm the perfect child. My wife drinks coffee, so I buy coffee, but I don't drink it. Happy wife, happy life. I stay with that. But this gives you the opportunity where every cup gets a chance to become a profit center. We don't know exactly when it's going to come out, but right now it's limited to certain markets that actually need a physical product immediately. And that's in the countries like Thailand and Malaysia. So they're getting it first. Now, let's talk money. Or as my daughter Stephanie would say, money, 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 money. So there she is. Can you sing your song, Stephanie? I know you want to sing it. Sing your song, Stephanie.
Money, 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 money.
I love it. All right, so it's beautiful. The 9 different ways we're going to get paid. I'm just going to go through those real fast. And what I'm going to do for everyone here is right after this presentation, I'm going to stay on to answer some questions, because I know I've thrown a lot of information at you really fast, and we'll answer some questions there. So let's dive into the first one. So the first is personal retail bonus, where you earn up to 20%. You earn the difference between the wholesale cost and the retail price. So you get a chance to share the products or the opportunity, and you get to use the power of our social media by sending videos. You'll see all those on our own platform there. So this is where you're actually being paid for the acquisition of a customer up to 20%, right? And it's an essential part to building the ASCIRA brand, because 80% of our business will be just customer on the retail side. Number 2 is the personal wholesale, which are our prepaid subscription packs, which I'll show you here in a bit. You earn up to 15% on those. Every time you enroll a new marketing associate or business partner, and there's absolutely no limits to this. You can start sharing that with people right away to grow your personal team. As you begin to grow your team, then you earn up to 35% on that team that you're personally building. You're taking the responsibility to share this and get it to someone else. And here's the deal. When we say share, that's exactly what we mean. Share, not sell. sharing, like someone that invited you here, they share the opportunity, you're looking at it. If it's a yes, great, you build. But you're not having to sell. So if you do what the person who invited you here are doing, you can generate income by building your own team and earn up to 35% as you do that. Then you start to get into the second part of the team building, which is called placement volume. The person who invited you is constantly always going to be building their team, and you may get what's called spillover from they building their team, you building your team in the structure, and anyone that they recruit, if it happens to fall into the structure you're at, you benefit up to 35% from that. Now, you don't want to depend on them to build a business for you, but it's good when it happens. And that blessing, you get a chance to earn up to 35% of commissions on that. It's very, very powerful. So whether it's direct team you're building or the placement team that you're getting, the most important in my eyes is the monthly subscription, because this is where our customers just subscribe to the program. If you have a cell phone and you pay your cell phone bill, you have a subscription. If you don't pay the bill, then you don't have a cell phone. You just have a piece of paperweight. But if you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you have a subscription. If you subscribe to Hulu or Netflix, you have a subscription. This is the only subscription that helps you to grow personally and develop and earn income. So you earn up to 35% on this as well. And one of the most important part, as you continue to build that team, you also get a chance to get up to 50%. You earn a matching bonus. An example of this would be, say for example, in your regular job, you're paid up to 50% on those you teach and help in the business. You get to do this. Now you see the percentages here based down on what percentages you get, but you earn up to 50% on 3 different levels or 3 different generations of a person that you bring on board, who they bring on board and who they bring on board. You get a chance to earn a great percentage on those different generations. So this is huge. You're not only profiting from your efforts, but off the efforts of others. And listen, leverage and access are the only 2 reasons I do anything today in business, because I would rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of the efforts of my own. And as you continue to build a business, you start progressing through the ranks that we have. Now there's 15 ranks or 15 positions where it gives you a chance to earn a one-time bonus every single time you advance to a new position. Now, once you advance to this position, starting at bronze all the way to Royal Ambassador, at the bronze level, which is the beginning, it's a minimum of you getting 3 individuals on board and a total of 5,000 generated in business volume for you. You earn a $250 bonus one time. Now you do that all the way up to Royal Ambassador. There's the elite pool, the diamond pool, and the ambassador pool, those 3 segments there. But once you do that, when you get to Royal Ambassador, you earn a one-time $1 million bonus. Well, collectively, those bonuses all add up to another $1 million just in this bonus section alone. From rank advancing to the top, you can earn up to $2 million in bonus. Once you've gotten to the position and you maintain any of those positions before you go to the next one, as you maintain it, you can earn from 300 from the silver position all the way up to $10,000 a month. Now, this is not my favorite. It's my wife's favorite. She said it's hers. So I guess this is the Amazon favorite, because all I see is a bunch of brown boxes that show up in my house every single day. And I am not kidding, ladies and gentlemen. This is her bonus, but because this is her bonus, this is my favorite bonus, the Global Diamond Pool. You get to earn up to 3% when you become a diamond and beyond. This 3% of ASCIRA's worldwide volume is actually shared by the qualified diamonds and above. It's our global bonus pool, which is divided equally. This is like owning shares in the company. This bonus is calculated monthly, but it's paid quarterly. Think about what happens when we go, the company as a whole, we've already exceeded past 5,000, close to 6,000 already. And it's only been just over 100 days. What happens in the next 100 days, in the next 100 days, in a year? What happens when we get to millions? What is that 3% going to be? It's going to be very satisfying. That's what I'll tell you. Now, after all the income, here's what's important: peak performance rewards. We love to treat everyone like a king and a queen. We're going to have regional leadership retreats all around the world. We're also going to have even more exclusive higher end diamond retreats for those who qualify and those who've earned $1 million or more. And this is not $1 million a year or a month. It's $1 million in total. You'll be entered into the elite $1 million club with a jacket for the men, same for the women, one that really just measured up the contours of your body. You get to participate in that and be lavishly blessed. I'll tell you why I love these, because it's happened to my wife and I before, being part of the top 10% sales professionals in several companies. Vacations are a whole lot better. The food tastes better. The flight is better. The bed you sleep on, the pillow feels better. And everything is just better when someone else foots the bill for you, right? So in closing here, I want you to understand there's two ways right now to really partner with us to take your business to a whole other level, especially if you are a content provider and you want to be able to do this. You want to be able to profit from other professionals' knowledge and not just your own. Because this, when you understand, promoting the platform where you're on is great, but where everyone else is on, you can earn from. You get a chance for only $499, which is on discount right now because normally it is $1,700. This was available until June 4th, but right now we've extended that and it's available until the end of the month. You get a chance to activate all 3 of the marketing centers, so opening your business fully. You get a chance to have access to the ASCIRA Academy for the remainder of the year. It says 4 months, but it's the remainder of the year. 4 months to the Smart Travel and 1 general convention ticket to our next convention when that goes and we're able to travel again. And then it's upgradable to what's called our Founders Pack. Now, this is the pack I definitely came in at, and several of the folks who are on here today did too. We want to invite you to get into this exclusive club. But here's the thing. It's been over 100 days, close to 120 days now, and quite a few hundred of these have already been sold. It's only limited to 1,000 members, and the founder is actually going to put a halt on that, I believe, next month for a few months to give more folks an opportunity once we actually open to the rest of the world, so it's not all sold out in pre-launch. But why would you want to do this? For the same reason I did and got involved, was for 2 of the things that are offered here. Number 1, to have lifetime access to all the company's events in the future. Lifetime access for you and lifetime access for someone else. And then the invitation to all the rank qualified training events as a founder. Even if you don't really build a business that aggressively, you're invited to all the mastermind training events with all the other diamonds and above. You're always invited. You'll get highlighted on our Facebook page. You'll receive a lifetime pin that identifies you as a founder. So when you show up to the event and there's 30,000 people and you don't want to wait in the line, it's VIP treatment all the way in front, red carpet for you. You get highlighted on our Facebook corporate page, priority access to customer service, and 18 months, not until next year, 18 months access to the academy, to all those courses and everyone else, and 12 months access to ASCIRA Smart Travel. Now, with that being said, you're left with 3 options here. Well, actually 4. The 4th, I'm going to go backwards. The 4th is this. If you as a content provider, professional author, speaker, trainer, just want access to create your course and go on our platform, please connect back to the person that invited you on today. They will walk you through that process. Number 3, if you're looking, you see the opportunity, you want to partner with us, definitely do so. If you want to be able to become a wholesale member and actually get the best prices, then you could do that. And number 1, if you just want the benefits of access to our platform, once we launch officially, stay in connection with the person that invited you, you'll get access to do that. So what I want to do is just be able to actually say this. Thank you so much for joining us right now today. I'm going to open up for questions and answer all your amazing questions that you have and spend some time here with you. We don't normally do this, but it's a special day for us to actually just share and answer questions for you. And I want to give everyone the opportunity for spending, yet again, 1 hour of your beautiful time. Because as I said earlier, the only reason I do business is to buy back time. So I value your time. I hope you do the same. So we're going to take some time right now to open up and answer questions. But here's what I want to do. I want to give you a little treat. Before we start taking questions, I'm going to move and see if he's available to my dear friend, Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel, who actually just finished and had his course on the platform. He's the one I showed off earlier, right? See if Robert can come on and share what that process was like for him and what it's been like for him so far. Robert?
Oh, dude, it was painful. Painful. Don't know why I did it. I tell you. Okay, I can't.